Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin Hill. If you are new here, hit that subscribe button and like and share this video. Okay, oh my god, there's a giant bug on the wall! What the? Oh my, there's like this massive bug on the wall. I don't know if I should ignore it or... Okay, so I'm finally ready to start talking about this because we are actually sleeping through the night now. I just kind of wanted to talk about some like realistic timelines around how long it actually takes for babies to sleep through the night. I wouldn't say that we did like sleep training with the twins. We definitely did it with my first daughter Safia, and I can't like look back and be like, why did we do that? Because you just gotta do what you gotta do, you know? And I have like no judgment for anyone. Like if it's ever like, oh, you should do this or you should do that, or you can't do this or you can't do that. It's like, you're just in this state where like, if you're not getting sleep, you're in survival mode and you'll do just about anything to get it. I didn't feel called to do it the second time around when we had twins. We definitely like at certain points had to make choices for us in order to like get sleep. So basically how it started out was that we were initially literally sleeping with the babies in our arms like this, okay, for the first 6 months. Just to give you like a little bit of a backstory here. Not joking, crux of our arms, Matisse and I both in our bed like this, sleeping for 6 months. That was how we got sleep, truly, because babies don't want to be put down for the first 6 months. So, and I already knew that from my first birth, like, you know, having a baby already. So I already had that like expectation initially of like, okay, we're not going to be putting them down for 6 months, but we didn't even like put them down when they were sleeping. So that's kind of how it started out. Then it got to a point where I was like, okay, I think they're like finally ready to go into their own beds. And I actually love co-sleeping, but with 2 babies, it's just like too small. 4 people in a bed. Sometimes Safia would join us. There'd be 5 of us in a bed, and it was just like too many people. Basically what we did was, I think it just sort of naturally progressed into like, okay, let's start putting them in their beds in their rooms, and we did that. And you know, it was definitely a transition into doing that, but we did some things that I think definitely helped. Oh my god, I keep on looking at this bug. It's like walking around. I don't know. It's like, oh god. There are several things that we did. Number 1, sleep sack. We just always did the sleep sack. I'll link below like what sleep sack we used. That's just what's worked for us. It, you know, I think it gives them a lot of comfort and just like always having, you know, a blanket on. It's huge. Right when they were like first born, I think we were putting them in sleep sacks even when we were sleeping with them, maybe depending on the season. But yeah, getting them used to being in sleep sacks was huge. You know, it's just like, I think it just adds this kind of like layer of comfort, and then it's also like signifying to them like, okay, we're going into bed now, which goes into my next point, which is routine. Routine is so important. Like, we are very firm about our routine. We're not really that flexible around it. You know, some people might be like, oh, you know, you gotta live, you gotta do this. And it's like, yeah, but you know, we're the ones that end up paying for it when we get out of our schedule and out of our flow that we get into. So having a routine is really, really, really important. You know, making sure to stick to those naps, those nap times. Just, you know, we always do the same thing. We do dinner, then we do bath, then we do book, then we do boob, then we do bed. And that's what it's been since the beginning. And it's definitely like evolved. Like with twins, it was like a little bit more challenging to do the book. But now they like ask for it and they want it. So that's like definitely a big part of the routine. Yeah, just sticking with that. There were some things that we actually added into the routine, which goes into my next point, which I think helped us a lot during a really tricky time when it was like so hard to get sleep. So what I started giving them was, I think this was around, gosh, I need to think about when this would have been. 15 months, I was still getting up once in the night to feed them. You know, that's biologically normal. They want to get up and eat in the night. I know, I mean, there's some people, of course, like you've got your baby sleeping through the night at 6 months, like that's incredible for you. I still like to do that one feed. Well, it was hard to get up, but I still wanted to do that one feed because I knew that that was what was biologically right for them, and they were still waking for it, up for it waking up for it and asking for it. So I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to continue to give them this one feed. So at 15 months, I found out about these incredible sleep drops, okay? They're all organic, all natural, herbal sleep drops, totally safe for kids. There's like 3 or 4 ingredients in it, all very clean ingredients, all like just super good. It's actually got a little bit of glycerin in it. It's sweet and they actually enjoy taking it. And I'm gonna put the link to that below. So we started giving them those drops around 15 months and oh my gosh, it changed their sleep. Oh man, it was just magical. Like suddenly there were some nights where they wouldn't wake up for that one feed, or sometimes they would, and sometimes that it kind of went to like, okay, well sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't happen. And I was cool with that. And but the quality of their sleep and like the rate in which they fell asleep was so much faster. We would give them the sleep drops like sort of right after dinner time before the bath, and it would just totally wind them down, and they were just, oh my gosh, so magical. We're not giving it to them anymore. It was sort of like, I feel something that we needed to just get through those like really challenging months when it comes to sleep. So that was like a massive A+++ for us, I think, was doing the sleep drops. Plus another thing that we actually added into the routine, that what we would do after the bath was we would do these magnesium nighttime lotion. Oh my gosh, just so calming, so peaceful. I think that like the combination between the sleepy time drops and the magnesium lotion just, oh my gosh, completely just made them like fall asleep and sleep like babies. It's so funny that they use that expression. It's like babies don't actually sleep that well, except now they do. Use those like religiously every single night for about, yeah, I want to say 3 or 4 months. It got us through like a really like tough period. And then once they were around, let's say like I want to say like 19 months, they just started sleeping through the night on their own. Like, I'm not joking you. So what I actually did was I when that started to happen, like consecutively, I was like, let's drop the sleepy time drops. Let's not do the magnesium lotion anymore, except sometimes I do still do the lotion. I still have some. Like I bought like a big container of it. I'm like, let's just like continue to use it. But they actually don't need it anymore. It wasn't sleep training, but it was like, okay, I've fed them on the boob now, and now I'm gonna go put them down into their beds and they're gonna fall asleep by themselves. You know, in the beginning, that would cause some big emotions, some tears, some crying, and that was challenging for sure. Like, I don't want my kids to be crying before bed. But then also I had to be like, I could be up with them for like another hour or 2. And I know that they're super tired. They've had everything that they need, and I just kind of need to put them down. They'd like whine and protest maybe like a few times. Again, just a few times. And to me, it was like, okay, they're giving me a sign that they're ready to like go to sleep now. And then put them in bed and they would just like totally sleep. So what we started doing was, actually, because I am still breastfeeding them at night, they're 22 months now. And sorry, this bug is like walking closer to me. I'm just hoping it's going over towards the patio door. Basically, I'm still breastfeeding them at night. That's like a part of the routine still. It's actually the only feed that I'm still doing with them. And so what we actually did start doing at a certain point, I think that was probably around the like 19-month part. It's tough for me to say, but we started giving them a bottle of water before bed. So I'm still breastfeeding them, but when I'm done having them on the boob, I give them their little bottles of water. I'll actually link the bottles as well because these bottles are fantastic. And so we give them the bottles, and then they've got their little lovey, like their little stuffy in bed. They've got their sleep sacks on. I don't use the sound machine anymore. I did for like the first year and a bit, but after a while it was like, I think it's actually keeping them awake. And when I look back on the timing, I'm actually pretty sure that when I stopped using the sound machine, that they actually started sleeping better. But I don't use the sound machine anymore. Just go over here, bug. I can't even watch you anymore. Come here. Come here. Go out the door. Out the door, please. Oh my God, it's so big. Again, I'm just talking about us, people. This is like what worked for us. Not following this like really strict, rigid sleep training schedule, kind of like following the cues of when we felt that they were ready to take that next step of like, okay, you're gonna be in your own bed now, or you're gonna be not doing the sleep drops anymore. Okay, we're gonna be putting you down at this time. Like really like listening closely into like what it is that they're communicating, what it is that they need. You know, also like what we need too, because like we're the parents, we're the ones that are watching after them. There are some points where it's just like, I need to put you down for your nap. Like for For the sleep time, like for the nap time, it's like the same thing. It was like, okay, like I know you're tired. I just need to put on your sleep sack. I need to get you your bottle of water. I need to put you down into bed now. And even sometimes still they'll be like, no, 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 like, because they'll protest it. But I'm like, I know you're so tired and I just need to like, we need to have a break too. Like we need to just like have some space for ourselves to like recharge as well, to like eat and work and clean up and do all those sorts of things. So it's just like balancing between the two always. And I always find that with like parenthood, it's always like, well, what do they need? And then it's like, well, what do we need? And it's like, because we're the ones that are raising them. So it's always this like, this interesting dyad of like a relationship of how do we go about doing this and what's going to feel like authentically right for us in order to be the best parents that we can be and like raise them, you know, how they're meant to be raised, because every child is so different. Officially, like now that they're 22 months, I can safely say they are like totally 100% sleeping through the night. Yeah, it took us a while to get here, but we got here, and it just, I can say like overall I'm like glad with the route that we took and I feel good about it. Whereas with my daughter Safia, I was always like, oh, why did we do this? Why did we do that? We were just like stuck on this really rigid sleep training schedule. And so I look back on this and I'm like, I feel like we really truly like tapped into what it was that we were meant to do and how we were supposed to get them to sleep. Feels really good to get to this place. It's like a whole new world, like sleeping after not sleeping for like a long time. So yeah, sleep is important, like very, very important. And it's it's like when you're not getting it, it's tough. So anyways, I'm so happy to share. We're here, we made it, we're sleeping, yay, let's celebrate. They're almost 2 years old. Oh my goodness, where has the time gone? And yeah, that's where we're at. So I'm gonna get going. I'm gonna like just honestly run out of the room and leave this book in here. Oh my gosh. And hope that Matisse can get it next time he comes back back out here. So yeah. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this week's video. I hope this was helpful, and if you are on the journey to wanting to get some sleep, get the sleep drops, get the lotion, start a routine, and keep on trusting your gut and following your gut and just knowing that it's gonna come, it's gonna happen. And yeah, stick to your routine and just, yeah, that's all I can say. All right, thank you so much. See you next week. Ciao for now. Mwah.